Classic Hardcore is here and many jumped in on the new official servers to give it a try. The launch went pretty smooth without any major issues for most people. Now, we all know how the Classic community likes to min-max and optimize the crap out of everything, and with that in mind, we quickly became witnesses to many discussions, plenty of guides and even monetization attempts. While it's good to have all these resources to help you out on your journey, let's not forget that this can also take away the feeling of exploration and the satisfaction of finding solutions on your own. That's why we all enjoyed the Classic relaunch and all, but it wasn't like the first time we explored Azeroth. The truth is that die-hard hardcore fans spending all this time trying to figure out the best questing routes and trying to put together the best itemization all the way to 60 are quite a small group of players, and most people are jumping in just because they want to enjoy the fresh Classic WoW experience once again, and the hardcore servers are pretty good in that regard, since many tuned in and are having fun once again on this version of the game that's almost 20 years old. If you're not a streamer that rushes to 60 to gain some more popularity or a die-hard speedrunner, I'd say that you shouldn't rush or closely follow any guides in order to fully optimize your run.
This is the first ever level 60 character in hardcore WoW.
Because this can potentially drain the fun out of it and it will quickly start to feel more like a chore than a fun adventure. And don't listen to those that are trying to force the real hardcore rules on you, saying that Blizzard's version of hardcore is too easy and all that stuff. Guys, Blizzard is well aware of the initial hardcore rules, but they are just trying to keep the community busy as long as possible, because truth being told, they don't have much to offer at this point, and Classic Plus is probably a distant dream. That's why they even mentioned during the developer interview that those rules will come to the official servers at some point in the future.
That desire for a self-found option, we've heard it loud and clear. And there's even members on the team that would want to play with that option enabled. So what we've looked into is, not for launch, but sometime after launch, enabling an option for players to choose from that allows them to play without being able to trade, use the auction house, or use mail. So a self-found option.
Let's be honest, it's not like this is some super advanced functionality that needs to be implemented into their game. They just need to disable some features and give players that opt in for the extra challenge a buff or a title. All these things are already present in their games anyways. Now, with that out of the way, there's also some backlash against those that are grouping. In my opinion, this is not a major issue, and the fact that the official servers have a more relaxed set of rules actually helps the whole Classic community. It offers more exposure and it allows more players with different playstyles to come together and enjoy this version of the game. This is actually an opportunity to enjoy the fresh Classic experience in a way in which you haven't tried before. You just need to get creative and take your time. We all probably leveled plenty of characters at this point, but this is the chance to maybe try a spec that you never used for leveling or go on questing routes that you haven't tried before. There's no point in rushing to 60 just to get killed in a wipe by someone that's not able to follow a 20 years old raid boss mechanic. There will always be room for new people in raiding guilds if that's your concern. And trust me, people will always find some dumb ways to die and lose their characters, even at max level. Now when it comes to tips, I won't give you the ideal spec or the best questing route to follow, as there are already plenty of good videos on these topics out there. So without out of the way, I'd say that you only need to take your time and think about the possible zone switches from time to time. Switching to a zone where you mainly face green level enemies can be a great relief compared to always being on edge in higher level zones. This can dramatically change your experience from a stressful one to a relaxing and satisfying one, where you blast through easier enemies and turn in all the completed quests at once. For example, on my human paladin, I decided to switch to Dunmorrow at level 7 and complete the quest from Keranos. This helped me get back to Elven Forest at level 10. And from this point on, it was really easy for me to complete the zone, while others were still struggling with the more challenging quests. I was able to hit level 14 from these two starting zones, and my chances to clear Westfall without dying have dramatically increased. On my Torrent Hunter, I was level 12 when I finished Mulgore. I took the long journey through Barrens, but didn't stop there for questing. I went further to Durotar and cleared the green and yellow quests that took me to level 14, and with that, I just set up myself for a smoother Barrens run. I know that's nothing new, and this strategy was born way back in the day, but I still encounter plenty of new players that are having trouble finding their way, and are struggling with higher level quests. At this point, I probably don't need to mention that caves equal bad, and healing or helping those chased by packs of mobs can land you straight to the character creation screen. But don't straight up ignore everyone around you. Try to be kind with those in need where possible, because most people don't have bad intentions, and it can make a huge difference when you potentially save someone dozens of hours of playtime. To wrap it up, you just need to give yourself time and stop thinking about getting to 60 as fast as possible. And remember that a bit of creativity in terms of leveling zones can take you pretty far. Also, keep in mind that you have alternatives at pretty much every level range. The variety of zones and the interconnection of quests from distant areas made the classic leveling experience so memorable in the first place.